understand. I have to have children. I don't get it with you people. What are you eugenicists?
You're a normie,
Genesis, yes, absolutely. All right, we're here in beautiful Chicago. It's a gorgeous day. Here with Stop Having Kids. Beats, Ashley, Vegan Equilibrium. Here to do some badass anti-natalist activism.
Yeah, you guys should treat us. We're anti-natalist. Yeah, not to the point where we're trying to control your life or anything, but yeah, just like you might be against like animals, so are we. Having kids is another form of choice because you're forcing someone into an existence they didn't ask to be in, and there's so many risks of coming into existence, and we have a very harmful impact on nature and other life, humans and animals, and everything we do, the food we eat, the clothes we buy, the energy we use, everything. So yeah, trying to really get people to think critically about this kind of decision and to potentially make alternative plans instead.
I mean, I respectfully disagree with y'all's opinions, but I will acknowledge, instead of people who don't take that much seriously, they should think about that in the future. But like I said, I respectfully disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Because I wasn't planned, and even though life sucks, it just does. But just because it does, that doesn't mean we shouldn't have kids.
Well, I think that's a good reason to not have kids. If you think that the reality of this world sucks, why would you throw someone into it?
No, I'm saying okay, so there's pain and there's suffering, but just because there is, that doesn't mean we should avoid it, because I believe in God, and I believe I was placed here for a reason, just because out of unfortunate circumstances.
Are you Christian?
I am.
So do you agree that if you don't accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you can burn in hell? Okay, so you realize if you don't create a soul, then they have no opportunity to burn in hell. But if you do create a soul, there is a good chance that they're not going to accept Jesus as the Lord and Savior and burn in hell. And you will have put them in harm's way. You will put them in a place where they can burn in hell for eternity.
But I still think it's a blessing to live either way. It's just their
If they're gonna
it's good that you enjoy living your life, but I think a good way to think about it is that when you're creating a whole other person, you're asking that whole other person to accept things that maybe you can accept. Maybe you accept God, you accept the suffering, you accept the fact that life sucks, but the person that you create might not.
Then that's on them.
And they might no, but it is on you because you're the one making the decision for them.
You impose that on them, and that's the whole what you said about pain and suffering prevention. That's the entire reason why we're out here, to reduce pain and suffering. We can't eliminate it, but we can all do things in our life to reduce it. And not bringing someone into existence is one of the most practical things you can possibly do. So yeah, and if you do want children, we're not saying people can't have kids or shouldn't have kids. There's alternative ways.
Yeah, be mindful of it.
We have almost 500,000 kids in the foster care system in the United States, and there's millions and millions of non-human animals who need homes. So yeah, there's all, and if you genuinely believe in hell, why push that chance on someone where they live a very short, finite life, and then because of one or more decisions they made in this life, they have to be tortured to literally no end? It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, to me, it makes sense to me because all of us, we don't deserve heaven. So the only way from what I believe, the only way to get to heaven is by God's standards, because we don't deserve this life. So that's just how I feel.
Right, but that's not fair to impose that on a soul that doesn't consent to it, right?
You can't ask for that person's consent ahead of time. I mean, what if your child comes to you later on in life, goes, why did you condemn me to hell?
So Jesus turned and said to them, daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, weep for yourselves and for your children. For the time will come when you will say, blessed are the childless women, the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that never nursed.
So yeah, there's quite a lot of anti-natalism even in the Bible. It's been an idea that's been with us, for millennia, really.
No, I agree. I believe that people should not be having kids before marriage, and I think they should really planning kids But yeah, again, I still like respectfully disagree, and it was really
Yeah.
nice talking to you.
It was really nice talking to you.
From New International, classic scenes 4, 2, and 3, and I declared that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive, but better than both is the one who has never been born, who has not seen the evil that is done under the sun. So, you know, all of the actually most orthodox sects of Christianity, and
Sorry, go ahead.
yes, all the most orthodox sects of Christianity and other religions as well are very rare, and that's because most of them died out because they did not have children because they realized that it was immoral. You know, so basically,
Like the Cathars.
yeah, shakers.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like. So there's a lot of groups. The Essenes. They all do. They all realize, wow, it's if this person will suffer here, and then if they, for whatever reason, don't choose the path to salvation, they're going to burn in hell. We will have been responsible for them burning in hell for an eternity. Yeah, you will, because they are only here because you chose to bring them here, and you can't guarantee that they're going to choose what you want them to. So they're going to be damned otherwise, you know.
All right, we're gonna go.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you listening to us. Have a great rest of the day. Take good care.
Somehokids.org.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take good care. Thank you again. Bye bye.
Alright, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I take a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We love it.
I got a vasectomy.
Woo!
All right.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks so much.
Let's do it.
Have a great one. Take care.
Anyway, we got two vegan anti-natalist YouTubers with us. This is Nick. He has a channel called Vegan Equilibrium. If you want to check that out. Nick, you want to just like talk about what brought you out here, and yeah, just what you think about everything so far.
Yeah, I believe that it's wrong to force this world on someone taking consent. I love my children so much that I'm not going to put them in harm's way. I'm going to let them stay in the void of non-existence. There's a guaranteed amount of suffering and pain that people will experience if they're brought here, and they're all going to die, generally a painful death and a fearful death. It's very few people who are fortunate enough not to have that experience when they come here, so I'm not going to gamble with someone's life. And if anyone values the reduction of harm and the reduction of suffering, then anti-natalism is the logical conclusion.
And what's it been like? I mean, you've you've spoken out in public before about anti-natalism. You've talked about
Not like as sort of a side note to vegan outreach I have, but not as the main event.
So what's this like? Ever since last night, you've had your first taste of actually vegan anti-natalist outreach. So what's that been like?
Well, I've never received so much praise from the public for any kind of activism or outreach that I've been doing, more than Stop Having Kids anti-natalism outreach. It seems like a message that resonates with the majority of the public, and at least people are willing to stop and say, "Hey, good job. We appreciate that message." You really rarely get that with veganism. I mean, you'll get people kind of virtue signaling, "Yeah, I agree, we shouldn't hurt animals," but they go and hurt animals. But I think that people actually connect with this on a deeper level, where they're really willing to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to make the choice to not procreate."
Let's see. You're holding "Join the Vasectomy Club" and "Stop Denying the World We Live In." You don't actually have a vasectomy yet, right?
No, I got one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got one in March of 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Best decision I ever made. You know, you just have to get over like the irrational fear of you know, having someone like cut open your scrotum, but it really is an irrational fear because it's like a 15-minute procedure. They use numbing agents, so you don't really feel anything, and you heal fairly quickly, and then the sex becomes way less. Well, it becomes better because there's so much less anxiety. You don't have to worry about, you know, if you didn't pull out fast enough, if the condom broke, if they missed the pill or whatever. You can just enjoy it and, you know, not have to think about that problem.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Not just you, but the partner as well.
The partner, it's better for everyone. Women shouldn't have to have the burden of taking hormones that are really bad for their body, like really unhealthy. You know, it's like they can have a lot of side effects and complications. There's rarely ever any complications with a vasectomy. It's a one and done thing. It doesn't like affect your man's hormones at all. It's a very standard procedure. Oh, insurance, it's covered by insurance. So for most people, they don't have to pay much of anything at all for it. If you're in Massachusetts, is where I'm from, and you have socialized health care, Mass Health does pay for it.
Yeah, so just to update everyone who's new to joining in, before I interview, do a quick interview with the next activists out here. We are in downtown Chicago. It's 4 of us total at the moment. We're supposed to get at least one other person later. So yeah, that was Nick who just talked. If you want to tune into his YouTube channel, it's called Vegan Equilibrium. This is Amanda. She has a podcast / YouTube channel exploring anti-natalism. Do you want to talk more about you know, what you do, why you came out here, what the experience has been like?
Yeah, totally. Well, first off, I haven't had a vasectomy, unfortunately. I am jealous. But yeah, so I've been doing anti-natalist activism online for 11 or 12 years. As Deed said, I have the Exploring Anti-natalism podcast. I used to have a YouTube channel called Forever Wolf Films before, you know, YouTube murdered it. I'm now in another channel called Anti-Natal Wolf. And I've pretty much been doing, you know, whatever kind of anti-natalist activism I can get my fingers on, but I've never done this. I've never actually gone out on the streets and you know, protested procreation, protested unintelligent design. And it's an amazing feeling. It's really a dream come true. And, you know, I also am one of the founders of Anti-Natalism International. And we do some great stuff. We do the Anti-Natalist Film Festival. We've done some fundraisers. We've got a lot of great stuff planned. Anti-Natal News is another project. But we don't do this. It's just, you know, and Stop Having Kids has really been a huge force in putting this in the advent of anti-natalist activism, and it's been an absolute joy and an honor to, you know, watch grow from afar. But now to be a part of it is just absolutely amazing. It's an amazing thing. And this is my city. I grew up in Chicago, and you know, I don't know very many anti-natalists here in Chicago. If you are in Chicago right now and you'd like to join us, you know, we're right on Michigan Avenue. Come on out. The water's fine. The reaction has been amazing so far, honestly. We really haven't had anybody. They did ask us to leave the Bean, but maybe we weren't, I don't know. I didn't think you were supposed to have a permit or anything at the Bean. Regardless of that, really no problems whatsoever. Most people are really on board. So yeah, let's do what we can to end suffering and death. There is no reason to create need for no need. There is no reason to bring more people here. Humanity, sentience, it's had a rough but good run. Let's see what we can do to close the curtain.
Oh yeah, thanks, Amanda.
Yeah, of course. So you're in favor of this message?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me why?
I think we should not kill or murder the lives.
Yeah.
We should honor the divine system of population, and anything that is against the law of the nature has to be turned down.
Okay. Yeah.
And we should advocate about marriages, legal marriages, and legal growth in population size.
Okay. So do you think there's too many of us? Do you think we're overpopulated?
It's not overpopulated, by the way, but I think we have just to educate the people. How can we improve our lives
Right.
in accordance with the sources available, and how we can accelerate the resources that are always everywhere in the universe.
Yeah.
So we should keep us on natural path of life.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's certainly very important to make sure that whoever is here, on the planet has what they need. Have you ever heard the word anti-natalism before?
Otherwise,
So that's the belief that having children is unethical. That when you're forcing somebody into existence against, you can't get their consent ahead of time. They might not want to, you might want to have a child, but might not want to exist. We're living in a world where it's very, very difficult to eke out a living. People don't have what they need. People are very.
I think everything should be done well planned.
No.
Within the sources of families and within the sources of the states, and we have the options, and we have the choices to bring up the size of the family according to the sources.
Do you think maybe people, because we don't have those good systems in place right now, like people don't have what they need, people aren't getting what they need. So do you think maybe people should, maybe consider not having children until we can fix the world? Because we're sort of like laying eggs in a really bad nest. You know what I mean?
We should cut down the unproductive expenses on the world of weapons, and that capital we should turn towards development of human resources.
Sure.
Sorry,
That's okay. No, you're doing great, sir. No worries. It's a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Take good care.
Now, as you close now.
Yeah, sure.